Good morning, you guys. We're going to go over your problems that you did yesterday. Now, these problems were a little bit challenging, so we're going to walk through them. Make sure you check your work. Okay, so this first one said, if a cylinder weighs 7/8 ounces, how much does the cube weigh? Well, on this scale, they have a cylinder and a cube, and the weight of it is 2 4/10 ounces. So I wrote down cylinder plus cube equals 2 4/10 ounces. Then I wrote down what the cylinder equals, which is 7/8, plus blank, because we don't know what the cube is, equals 2 4/10 ounces. Well, when I was looking at this, I was like, okay, well, I understand that I need to take this, my answer, and subtract this to get this answer. But this is a decimal. So let's think about that for a minute. When I say 2 4/10, what does that sound like? It sounds like a fraction. So this is also 2 4/10, just like that. Remember when we did writing things out in expanded form? Decimals, how you write them as a fraction? It's the same thing. So we're going to take 2 4/10 and subtract 7/8. So 2 4/10 minus 7/8. And we're going to subtract. Well, 10 and 8, 40 is your common denominator. Because if I wrote out my multiples of 10, let's see, make sure I give myself enough room. 10, 20, 30, 40. And I wrote out my multiples of 8, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. 40 would be the common one. You could also use 80, but then you would have to make sure you simplify really good too. All right. So 10 times what gives you 40? 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 8 times what gives you 40? 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, so we can't subtract this direction. Or yes, we can. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Let me back up. I forgot we have a whole number. We can't take 35 from 16. So you need to borrow from your whole number. So you're going to take 1 from the 2. So now you only have 1 whole there. You're going to add 1 whole in fraction form, which is 40 40ths. Because that's your 1 whole you're adding over here. 16 plus 40 is 56. Now you have 56 40ths. Now you can subtract. So you have 56 minus 35. That gives you 21. Here's your answer. 21 40ths. Don't forget your 1. So it'd be 1 21 40ths because you have your whole number there. Can you simplify 21 and 40? So can 40 be evenly divided by 21? That's what you first need to ask yourself. No. How about 21 can be divided evenly by 3 and by 7? So 40 divided by 3, nope, that wouldn't work. 40 divided by 7, nope, that wouldn't work. So that is simplified. So this would be ounces. Okay, so that's your answer for that one. Then when you came down here, Lenny measures the distance from his house to 4 different locations. How much farther away is the library than the store? Well, the library is 4 4/5 away. The store is 4 2/3 away. So we need to change them to common denominators so that we can subtract them because we're trying to find the difference between the two. 5 times what gives you 15? 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times what gives you 15? 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 12 minus 10 is 2. And your denominator stays the same, 15ths. Don't forget about your whole number. 4 minus 4 is what? 0. You do not need to write a 0 here. Can you simplify 2/15, or is it already simplified? It's already simplified because you can't divide 15 evenly by 2. Don't forget to label your work. A lot of you guys turning in the Google Forms last week, you didn't label your work. So make sure you label your work. All right, so we're going to go on to the last one that you had from yesterday. So James walked from his house to school, which is 1 3/4 miles away. Then he walked from school to the library, and we don't know the amount for the library. If he walked a total of 2 2/3 miles, so the whole thing is 2 2/3 miles, what is the distance between school and the library? So we're going to kind of do what we did last time for number 1 when we did the cylinder and cube. We're going to take our total and subtract what we know to get what we're missing. So 2 2/3 and 1 3/4. Okay, they have different denominators. So our common one would be 12 because 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Do the same thing to the top. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so again, we're going to have to borrow because you can't take 9 from 8. So you're going to borrow 1 whole from here. And we're going to add it over here as 12 twelfths because 12 twelfths is equal to 1 whole. 8 plus 12 would be 20 twelfths. Now we can subtract. 20 minus 9 is 11. So you'd have 11 twelfths. 1 minus 1 is 0. So can we simplify 11 twelfths, or is it already in the simplest form? Good, it's already in its simplest form. So make sure you add your label on there because that's important. So what are you talking about? Miles, inches, feet? What are we talking about? So we're talking about miles, so we're writing miles in there. All right, so I'm going to go over what you're going to do for today. You're going to go back to your math packet and you're going to cut something out, but I'm going to do it in a different video. So make sure you guys click to the next video because I'm almost out of time for this one.